Hello friends, welcome to my channel Plant Pathology Pathsala. So in this video we are going to discuss about Elicitors. So this is a very important terminology, most frequently used terminology in molecular and physiological plant pathology. Not only the MCQ type question, even in the interviews, mostly if anything you are dealing with molecular aspect, then definitely you will get question about elicitors, effectors, PAMP, ETI, PTI. So these are the basic uh, for the molecular plant pathology, basic concepts. So you have to get the thorough knowledge on these things. So here we will discuss the elicitor in detail. So first about the definition. So elicitors are the substances that at very low concentration trigger the plant defense responses and stimulate the production of secondary metabolites like phytoalexin, PR proteins and other protective compounds. So what the elicitor? Elicitor, the name here, from the name only it suggests that it elicit something. So what it elicit? It elicit the plant defense response. So elicitors are the substances that elicit or that trigger plant defense response. How they trigger the plant defense response? By production of secondary metabolites, phytoalexins, PR proteins and other protective compounds. And another characteristics is it act means it perform its low role at very low concentration. No need of higher accumulation is required. Even at very low concentration it can trigger or it can do its job. Then about the historical facts. So elicitor, the first biotic elicitor was reported early in 1970s and it is widely used in plant cell tissue organ culture to enhance the production of secondary metabolites. So for generally for to enhance the production of valuable secondary metabolites, these are widely used. Some key features of elicitors are: first, it activates the plant defense mechanism or it elicits the plant defense mechanism. Then second, it induces the phytoalexin production. Third, it enhances the synthesis of secondary metabolites. And fourth, it is used in plant tissue culture for production of valuable or metabolite enhancement. So this is the brief about the elicitor. Elicitor and effector are very different thing. Just you can say just opposite thing. If a substance is eliciting the defense response in plant, we are calling that as elicitor. But if a substance is actually modifying the plant defense, modifying, or you can say it just modify the plant system in such a way that the system will favor the growth and development of the pathogen, not the plant. Okay, if it is going in favor of pathogen, that will be called as effector. We will discuss everything about effectors in a separate video. So just for your knowledge I am just discussing this. Okay, so next about the classification of elicitors. So based on origin and based on nature, this is the classification. So first, based on origin, how it is produced or where it is produced, from where it is originated. So two types of elicitors are there: endogenous elicitor and exogenous elicitor. Endogenous elicitor means plant itself produce the elicitors inside it. How it's produced? By receiving some stimuli, it start producing some elicitors, the endogenous elicitors. The examples are oligosaccharides that is released from the cell wall and the phytohormone. Remember the examples also. Okay. Next, the exogenous elicitor. Name only suggests that it came from outside, not present inside the plants. So that are the pathogen derived peptides or microbial molecules. Exogenous means obviously it is coming from the outside. So for defense, why plant will activate defense? When a pathogen will attack, it will trigger the defense. So some pathogen molecules are also there that is helpful for the plant to trigger its defense responses. So that are the pathogen that are the exogenous elicitors. So this is about the endogenous and exogenous elicitor. Then based on nature, two types of elicitors are there: biotic and abiotic. Biotic, the name only suggests that it is derived from the living organism. So two types are there: either it may be derived from the microbial origin or it may be from the plant origin. So microbial origin elicitors are again subdivided into general elicitor and race specific elicitor. General means in general they are produced by most of the microorganism, like chitin oligomers. These are produced by the fungi. The beta glucan, this is also by fungi. The race specific elicitor, this are produced by some specific races of the pathogen, like the Phytophthora parasitica produce the elicitin. This elicitor is produced by the Phytophthora parasitica. Next, the plant origin elicitors. So example of plant origin elicitors are cellulose fragment and oligogalactouronides. So this is about the biotic elicitor. Then next come to the abiotic elicitors. Abiotic elicitor means of non-living origin. It may be some element or chemicals or any non-living physical things. So examples are UV radiation, light, temperature stress, salinity, heavy metals. So these can be act as elicitor and it can elicit or it can trigger plant defense response. So this is about the classification of elicitor. Next, about the factors affecting the elicitation. Means we know that when a elicitor is there inside a plant, that will definitely elicit the defense response. But at what extent the defense will be triggered, that will be decided by some factors. So that are concentration of elicitor. Okay, optimum concentration is generally required. If excess elicitors are there, they may inhibit the growth of the plant. Then another thing is schedule. Time and frequency is also important. All the things should be optimum. Then if we are using the pathogen derived elicitor, then the nutrient composition of the media where the pathogen is grown, that also affect the elicitation. Next, the age and cell culture line also affect that, and the duration exposure, this is also very important. How much duration we are exposing the elicitor, that also affect the level of elicitation. Then the final is the role of elicitor. This is the same thing only. It induces the plant defense responses, stimulate the production of phytoalexins. What is phytoalexin? Please mention. You have to write this in the comment section. I will definitely prepare a separate video on phytoalexin and other secondary metabolites. I will definitely prepare it. But if you know something about phytoalexin, just mention it in the comment section. Or else you can just mention one example of phytoalexin. Next, it enhances the production of secondary metabolites. It increases the resistance against pathogen, because obviously it is triggering the defense response, means it is triggering the resistance against pathogen. Next, it increases the production of medicinal compounds in tissue culture, as it enhances the production of secondary metabolites, means can be used for the production of medicinal compounds in plant tissue cultures. Next, it reduces dependent on chemical, pesticide and fungicide. Okay, so these are all about the Elicitors. I think now you are very much clear about Elicitor. In the next videos, we will discuss about effectors, PAMs, PTI, ETI in detail. Okay. So thank you for watching this video and don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.